All right, guys. So this segment is separated for a reason. We're recording this after the episode, but I'm not sure where I'm going to place it in the episode. So if you're listening to this, it was recorded separated for a reason. I'm going to take a chance and I'm going to throw it on YouTube. But I've been told recently that if you get even mentioned vaccinations in any kind of negative context towards vaccinations, they're going to remove your stuff. So to keep the whole episode from getting removed, we're going to separate this into one little segment. Jengy's got a lot to talk about with it. I'm super irritated by this topic as well, but I don't have the thoughts together for it, so I'm gonna just kind of bounce off of what she's got because Jengy came prepared. So let's do it, Jengy. Let's hear it.
Hey guys. We're no stranger to what is going on in the country right now and the craziness that is around us. Specifically, I am talking about the fact that I don't want to call him President Biden, but that's what his title is. So we're going to put that in quotation marks.
The acting president is what I like to call him.
The puppet.
The puppet.
He is, as everyone knows, trying to mandate this vaccine for the country, essentially. If you live in America, you need to be vaccinated. And going to lengths that employers are going to be affected, that your employers of 100 or more people need to have this in place. And as of today, this is not technically passed through, but places of work are already trying to get in line with this. I'll talk about a personal experience I just had recently at one of my client visits, I will call it. I entered a facility and basically was asked to show my vaccine card, which I do not have because I'm not vaccinated. And I expressed this, and they proceeded to tell me that I needed to basically perform a test to be able to enter their facility, which I complied with, even though I truly didn't want to. But as part of my job, I went through the process because presenting a negative test to me is a lot better than getting injected with something that I have no idea what's in it and what it's going to do to me in 5, 10, 15, 20 years.
If these mics weren't so expensive, I'd drop it right now.
So guys, I literally I went into a conference room inside of this facility. I sat there with what looked like a pregnancy test and swabbed my, well, let me start by saying that I had to download an app. I had to sit there on live video with someone who was not from this country, and they walked me through the whole thing. They had to watch the test. It had to be in camera view so that they could see it at all times. And they watched me swab my nose. They watched me insert the swab then into the test to actually test for the COVID. And basically, I had to sit there and wait for 15 minutes afterwards, to which it came up negative. And that was the first and only COVID test I've taken ever.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I have not taken a COVID test at all. Fortunately, I have not been sick with COVID that I know of. I got sick, a few months before COVID really hit mainstream. Could have been COVID. Honestly, I tested negative for both strep and the flu at that point when I went to my PC. So it very well could have been COVID. It just, honestly, it wasn't that mainstream yet. So
you're just sick with it.
I was sick with something. The doctor told me, she said, you have a virus. We just don't know what it is when I went. So
it's called that Jengy virus.
Watch out.
You're going to get infected.
Oh, man. So there's so many tangents I want to go on, and I'm just going to go on all of them, guys. So the fact that we are being threatened right now with job security because of a vaccine is heartbreaking and heart-wrenching to me and many other people. It's absolutely crazy, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have lots of friends who took the choice to say, you know what, no, like, I don't want this. And if that means I'm going to lose my livelihood and my job, then that's what it's going to take. And I'm going to stand up for myself. And that's it. Like, you're not going to put me in a corner, is basically what they're saying. They're standing up for what they believe in, and honestly, their medical rights, which we all should have. You should not have to be put into a corner and told, hey, you can't earn a living unless you take a vaccine, which, by the way, is not going to protect you from getting the virus. Nor, if you are fully vaccinated, is it going to protect you from transmitting the virus. You can still be a carrier.
Yeah, what is the point? It's
Guys,
so stupid.
think about that.
Yeah.
Seriously, take a moment and think about that. So you're telling me that I can get vaccinated, I can get the booster, I can do all these things, I can be completely protected, quotation marks, as they say, but I can now, let's just say I am a carrier, but I'm fully vaccinated. And let's just say hypothetically that you're fully vaccinated, you Willie, I can still give you the virus.
But I thought
How-
it was supposed to protect us.
How does that even make sense, guys? Like, can we use our brains? Can we really think about this logically and really sift through this? It's a power move and it's control.
100%.
And on top of all of this, if you refuse a vaccination, let's just say this gets passed, right? You refuse a vaccination. And even for people where it's not really passed, but if you're a medical worker, obviously you've been put in a position where it's being forced upon you and you had to make a choice. And the choice was get vaccinated or lose your job, lose your livelihood. You can't support your family. And if you made that decision, you also do not get unemployment benefits. You also do not get health insurance. So tell me, a country that promotes that they want to take care of its own, that they want to take care of America, but they are removing unemployment benefits for someone who decides on a medical level, nonetheless, that they do not want something in their body. And now they lose their job with no benefits, no unemployment benefits, and they also lose medical care. Does that sound like a country that cares about you or an administration that cares about you? Doesn't sound like it to me.
Well said. Very well said. It's your body, their choice.
And they make us feel like it's our choice, right? And that's how it was in the beginning. It was our choice. It was our choice in the beginning. And now there's resistance, right? So now there's a different agenda. And it's unfair. It's unfair to everyone and anyone who feels in their soul and their body like, hey, maybe you're that person, you're like, you know what, I'm pretty healthy, like if I get this, I think I'm going to be able to fight it off. Or maybe you're like a lot of people who have already had COVID, right? And you have natural immunity, which is literally, as we know, as anyone knows, is the best thing for this. The best thing. It's unbelievable. I don't know what country we live in right now, but it's not America. It does not feel like America. It does not feel like we live somewhere where we have freedom to choose, because that is the America I grew up with and the one that I remember.
Think about where it started too. It was the mask was the first push. Everybody pushed back on that. Well, some people pushed back on it. Most caved in. Got the mask. That's all done. That's just a regular thing for the day. Now it's the vax. They're pushing that. Some people are caving in. Some people are pushing back. As eventually, it's going to be a regular thing. Where does it end? It doesn't end. You have to draw the line. We have to stand up for ourselves, because we're going to lose all our rights and all our freedom.
So guys, another thing I want to bring up, other countries that are dealing with this, Australia comes to mind because they're one of the most extreme. Right now, if a citizen refuses to unlock their phone for authorities, it's 10 years in prison. That is a real fact. They are ordering mandatory lockdowns inside your home in Australia. And you can look up the videos, go on YouTube, go on any of the other social media platforms. You can find these videos of people in Australia fighting back, and it is powerful. It'll bring tears to your eyes. It is wild. Another fun fact, Pfizer has already made $50 billion on vaccines.
But I thought they were doing it for the greater good of mankind.
They don't care about money, right?
No, of course not.
No. Another fun fact.
Booster is another word for bonus.
Then, well, with the boosters in mind, they'll make another 25 billion if it gets rolled out. CVS and Walgreens will make 80 million a piece if the boosters go mainstream. A piece. Think about that. Do you think they care about our health? Do you think they care about our health?
No, and they never mention health ever. Nothing's ever pushed to be like, hey, live a healthier lifestyle, do this, do that, work out, take care of yourself, eat a better diet plan, all this kind of stuff. None of that's ever brought up. Like, that's the most aggravating part of it all. Is it's just here, inject this shit into you. You can go back to the drive-through at McDonald's and have your diabetic lifestyle and just gluttoncy and all that gross shit that we're all America's bad for, and not once talk about physical health and taking care of yourself. Just let's inject this so we can get our money and you can die off and we'll control you. It's sickening, guys. Anybody that's not seeing that, what the hell are you doing? Wake up.
Yeah, I mean, you said it perfectly. It really comes down to how we take care of ourselves, and that's obviously what we put into our bodies, nutrition wise. You know, are you taking a multivitamin? Are you eating a diet that's low in sugar and you're cutting out fast food or junk crap? You know, it's very simple, but it's also something that is not being touched on. Are you getting your vitamin C? Are you taking zinc? Vitamin D is another big one. It's basic stuff, guys. We all know this.
Yeah. And if it was as bad as it was made out to be, all the homeless would be dying off. People in other countries in these tribal areas would be dying off too. Like all this stuff. Like think about all that. Get back to the roots. If we were disconnected to our TVs and news and all this crap, we wouldn't be as sick. It's all in your head. It's all information sickness.
So true. So that's my little rant, guys. I could go on, but you heard the brunt of it. So I appreciate you listening.
Yeah, thank you for that, Jengy. I appreciate the facts. Get a little pound in there. Oh, you already forgot. All right, guys. That's probably not going to go on YouTube, and if it does, it won't be up long. So look out for it. But it's going to stay on the audio for this episode 92. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys.